all the talk, all the words, all the hype, all the pressure, all the emotion, and all the build-up will lead up to tomorrow night. Tomorrow night with UFC 117, Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen. That's an intriguing matchup, Dana White. Thanks a lot. It's really cool. Alright. Slick Vest Wizard here, guys, to again put forth some quick picks. By the time this video hits the web, the event's probably going to be over by now. Again, time constraints and energy constraints, and my laptop is all messed up right now. I don't even have it up, of course. All that stuff. Well, anyways, let's see. Okay. I guess we're going to start from the top with this card. It's really solid. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. There's a lot of good names, some big fighters, some classic guys, some old school fighters, and some fan favorites. A lot of things are going to go down tomorrow night, and I guess get there early at the Buffalo Wild Wings. Alright, from the top, Anderson Silva, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, according to many credible sources. Dana White himself. Fresh off of his victory, where he just danced all over Damian Maia's face in Abu Dhabi at UFC 112 Invincible. And he was under much heavy scrutiny for that fight, for basically not fighting for rounds 3, 4, and 5. For rounds 1 and 2, he did. Damian Maia, a pure jiu-jitsu guy, was ironically the last man to tap out Chael Sonnen. See, the problem with Chael Sonnen right now in this fight, I think a lot of the stuff that he's doing is this whole facade he's putting on, and all the talk, and all the words. I don't think he believes it all. He can't. He's saying a few things that just flat out aren't true, like, I've never lost to a top middleweight before. Paulo Filho and Damian Maia will disagree with you, Chael. And Babalu, too. They all tapped him out. Chael Sonnen's lost 10 times. He's been submitted 7 times. One of those is by Jeremy Horn. Jeremy Horn beat him 2 other times, too, I think. So, yeah, I mean, you can do all this talk, but you gotta win, man. But, you know, one guy, the challenger in this fight, has been doing lots of talking. The champion has been doing lots of winning. Anderson Silva really hasn't been knocking out guys a whole lot recently. His one-punch knockout of Forrest Griffin, a little sketchy looking when you watch it, but still it was cool, you know. That's how it goes. He had lackluster performances against Talis Laitis and Patrick Cote, but although I do not consider his fight with Patrick Cote to be lackluster, really. It was a fun fight, you know. Well, anyway, back to business. Is Chael Sonnen going to submit Anderson Silva? No. Well, imagine if I told you right now that Chael Sonnen and Dan Henderson were going to have a boxing match. Because, you know, a while back, Dan Henderson and Anderson Silva fought at UFC 82, Pride of a Champion or something like that, because I have the DVD, and he submitted him, you know, the second round. See, Dan Henderson tried to knock Anderson Silva out. He caught him several times on the chin and didn't even really phase Silva that much. You know, he was in the game, so is Silva going to get knocked out in this fight? It's likely, you know, for him to do a Matt Serra or for him to do a Sokoju and just shock the world in a couple seconds or something like that. But is that really what's going to happen? You know, because I'm not going to get sucked into that hype. So that is why I'm picking Anderson Silva to win this fight. But Chael Sonnen, if you can do it, more power to you, man. Alright, if you can do it. But, come on, so, hey, you better take it to him, you know. At least Sonnen's probably going to show us a lot of stuff in this fight. He's probably going to take Anderson Silva down at least once or twice. And because it's probably going to help, although I'm not really sure why, it's probably going to help that Chael Sonnen is American. He is going to be slightly the bigger fighter, although, at least I think he is. They're both in the 180 range, 181, 185. And the wrestler, of course, you know, because it's rumored that wrestling is Anderson Silva's weakness, but you know, we've seen how he deals with wrestlers before. Anyway, so Chael Sonnen and Dan Henderson had a boxing match. Who do you think would win? Dan Henderson, like you would pick, because of his knockout power. Sonnen's not known for a great stand-up game. There's so much deep waters that he would need to get through in order to get to Anderson Silva. So the only way that I see him winning this fight is for him to John Fitch him, to hold Anderson Silva on the ground until the clock runs out at 25 minutes. And for him to be active enough that the referee, whether it's Herb Dean or Dan Miragliotta, won't say, okay guys, I gotta stand you up, all that stuff. So yeah, anyway, Anderson Silva is gonna win this fight, but I'm gonna say 5-round unanimous decision, because Silva hasn't shown, has forced me to not say, oh, he's gonna win by knockout, he's gonna win by submission, because Anderson Silva seems like that he does not want to fight in the 185 group in the UFC anymore. So I can't pick him finishing this fight, but I hope he does. So, all right, next one, John Fitch and Thiago Alves. Okay, this one I'm not as interested in seeing on the card as John Fitch, as again he's been doing lots of winning. He hasn't been doing a lot of smashing people or taking people out. Fitch, probably number 2 or 3 welterweight in the world right now. He's not the most exciting fighter you're going to see, but he's been able to get the job done. He's won all of his UFC fights except for when he was beaten up severely by a GSP. And all that stuff. It's 8:24 already. Now, I feel like at first I should pick Thiago Alves to win this fight, since he's going to be the bigger, he always has problems cutting weight and all that stuff. But the more I think about it, I feel like I should pick John Fitch by decision. For him to just, again, he's going to go out there and take Thiago Alves down repeatedly, hold him there until the clock is done, on the ground, on the mat, or whatever. So, I kind of hope Thiago Alves goes out there and knocks John Fitch out, but I'm going to say Fitch by decision again, I just want to see Fitch finish someone. Anybody else want to just see him finish somebody? Because he'll go for like 3 submissions in an entire fight, or 3 or 4 submissions, and he will sometimes come close, but his opponent will somehow get out of it, anyways. Wait. Okay, camera's okay. It's kind of messed up. Next one, Matt Hughes and Ricardo Almeida. I wanted to pick Matt Hughes into this fight because I like to root for the guy, but I'm going to pick Almeida. Yeah, this isn't a very in-depth picks, I know, because it's late and all that stuff, and I want to just get this out there to just do something about UFC 117. I'm definitely going to do a review about it, when it's done, and when all said and done about it. So, okay, Matt Hughes, the last event, he TKO'd Renzo Gracie, Horace Gracie's cousin and mentor to Ricardo Almeida. Ricardo Almeida, his last loss was a split decision to Patrick Cote, which is interesting. He has another loss to Jeremy Horn back in some of his earlier UFC days, but he's been looking pretty good. But I just see Ricardo Almeida in this fight bringing back to the table Hughes, the things that Hughes has not dealt with in a while, given Hughes' age and just the time he spent with the sport and everything. So I think I have to pick Almeida in this fight to win by submission or decision, but it could be TKO because he's got really good striking too. So, and Clay Guida versus Rafael Dos Anjos, I'm going to pick Clay Guida by TKO. And the last one on the card, Roy Nelson versus Junior Dos Santos. That's a tough one to call here. Junior Dos Santos, he plowed through the heavyweight division. The Team Rashad Evans, Team Rampage Jackson show on Spike TV. He won the contract. He destroyed Kimbo Slice. Beat another dude, I can't remember his name right now, and then he knocked out Brendan Schaub, knocked out Stefan Struve in like 24 seconds or something, and he's here right now against a really tough guy, and Junior Dos Santos better get a title shot after this fight if he wins it. But A lot of people are picking Gino Dos Santos